a lot of the map, a really huge portion of it.
Changed up a little bit of that as well. But, I mean, this is the thing. We're going to get to see how these changes now make the map play out. Yeah, exactly. I'm really excited to see. But now we get Dust 2, a map that we all know and love, and now we get to see already a quick exchange of shots, and flusha landing 2 headshots in Upper Dark to start here for Fnatic, giving them the man advantage.
I think this was a trick play by NiP. I think they were hoping that Fnatic would rush in behind killing, well, I mean, if it didn't work, and then they would leave friberg, because friberg was still inside the bomb site. NiP had 3 players, 2 pushed in, the 1 left behind. Fnatic trying for a bit of a tower over there, but I think NiP just went for like a next level mind game, and it didn't work.
No, it did not. Fnatic did not bite. And Fnatic are even going for some trick plays as well of their own. xizt actually going to get caught by flusha, so that's a 3rd one there for flusha. He's got that P2K now, so the headshots are going to hurt. But it's going to be Fnatic getting up onto that A site fairly quickly here. Fifflaren is going to get caught out on long, and the last man, apart from Fiff, is friberg on the B side. And he's pretty much been locked down on that side as well, so there isn't a whole lot he can do.
Well, Fifflaren is actually trying to make some noise over at long, just see if he can get in here. If he could just run up and defuse the bomb, that would be the best thing. But it's obviously planted for the short side, so they just need to control short, and they're going to be fine. And Fifflaren doesn't have a kit or any grenades or anything, so actually he should just try and take a fight really early on here. Down on long, flusha might finally actually go down. So yeah, after the triple, he's finally going to die. There's just no time for this to even work. Like, there's nothing NiP can do anymore to win this round. So friberg, he's going to try and fake it once, and then he's going to explode with the bomb or get shot, one or the other. He's going to get the 1 kill, goes for a 2nd one, but won't find it. Pronax will die as well. Fnatic going to win the round, largely due to flusha's triple, though friberg did pick up his own triple.
Yeah, that was some nice money there at the end, actually. Earned by friberg. flusha, man, the fancy footwork, get right, not able to connect with the shot. flusha doing some magnificent work up there in Upper Dark to start things off for Fnatic. So Fnatic T-sided Dust 2, they're going to have that start that they were looking for. friberg, what does he do with that bonus money? Puts it into a scout, and he's already tagged pronax down to 31. So that's a good start there for friberg. And actually a good start overall for NiP. They pick up JW, who got greedy over at Longhouse.
Oh, definitely. Get right hiding the corner. He actually doesn't have any armor, but he got the xizt 75. I kind of wish his teammates were a little bit closer. He's going to be very much alone here. They do check the corner. flusha going to make sure Get right doesn't get anything from that position. Keen idea on olofmiester trying to do some damage through the door here, but the bomb will go down. That should be Fnatic. They should be able to hold this.
Yeah, this shouldn't be a problem for them at all. In fact, they could NiP at this point. They may not want to play too aggressive. friberg getting caught out there trying to get... Well, he tried to get clever, basically, to jump over that smoke with the scout, and Fnatic aren't going to let him get away with that.
No, but Forrest is going to take the scout and run, and that's a really good idea. I mean, it could be put to good use, and then the rest of NiP are trying to get exit frags over here. They're running into pronax, which actually, he was tagged up earlier by friberg with the scout, so they're going to get a kill on him, and that's all worth something at this point.
Pronax was running in with the P250 though, so unfortunately for NiP, they're not really going to get anything too valuable there. Still, they're going to spot out flusha. Now the question is, can they close in on flusha fast enough, or is Fifflaren just going to get overwhelmed? xizt and Fifflaren both getting cleaned up, so that's T-spawn cleared, and Fnatic managing to hold on to the 3 valuable weapons that they had to begin with. JW only had a xizt, and Pronax only a P250, so them dying isn't the end of the world for Fnatic. This now actually is JW. Yeah, okay, JW is just lurking with the xizt. He's still not going to go for a gun. Oh, I like this.
friberg with a scout still. They're going to try and boost up, but over on long, there'll be pronax and flusha opening up, and Get right will get the 1 killing. Can't do any more than that, unfortunately. xizt may be good, but it's not that good. JW takes the 1, and he's going to have to reload a little bit here. friberg caught over on A ramp, and he's going to go down to flusha. Nice headshot with the AK. So a 3rd round for Fnatic, and now NiP can buy. They could even go for a glass cannon open. They're going to do exactly that on Forrest.
And Forrest is going to be the one getting it. No surprise to see JW picking up one of his own, and that is it. There's a bit of a surprise. NiP going for a double-up play right out the gate, 4th round buy, and they're going for 2 sniper rifles. So this is really interesting. NiP, we've seen them do it in the past, but for them to go to it so early here, they really want to stop Fnatic cold.
Oh, and that works. They take down JW. Forrest just jumping up on the plateau. flusha taking a fight and actually doing a lot of damage to fifflaren, so that's pretty scary. Get right goes down after getting a kill on krimz, but this is still working out for NiP. They just need to keep going in this fashion. pronax looking the wrong way. He's going to get caught by friberg, leaving flusha and olofmiester. So pretty good start here to the 4th round for NiP.
This is actually NiP playing ultra aggression as well with the Get right. Kind of just doing his thing. Not usually, you don't usually see him just running up there face first, but you know, he usually prefers to lurk. Still, this is a big mistake by NiP. This is actually a catastrophic mistake on their part, and I'm really surprised to see them make it. you'd never leave a bomb site alive alone, especially when you have a man advantage. And this, I mean, Fnatic are now in an advantageous position. They're going to be able to hold on to this B site. Even if they're a man down, they can hold this B site for the plant.
They definitely can. Forest is up there still trying to lurk around, and Forest is going to go down. Now it's into a 2-on-2 xizt and fifflaren on the left here, and it's going to be a little bit tricky retaking this. Good. Grenade is going to take care of flusha, and olofmiester is now alone. 1-on-2. He takes the first kill, makes it a triple for himself, and xizt is coming in without a kit, so he's going to have to move a little bit quick here. olofmiester doing damage, and he's going to get the 4th kill as well. That's going to be Fnatic winning the round after NiP were up so far ahead.
That is, yeah. That's a huge mistake on NiP's part. This is one of the very basic things in CS basically, but CT side, when you have a man advantage, you never leave a site completely unprotected. Well, and they were both out on B slope. There's no reason to have both out on B slope. You could at least keep friberg in window, for example, or Forest in window with the AWP.
And I would actually say, once they made that mistake, they kind of made it worse by then trying to retake at only 2 people. Like, once you make the mistake, it's almost like, just own up to it. Wait until everyone shows up and retake with 4 people, instead of, like, halfway trying to fight. So I think you're right. They made a mistake by leaving the bomb site, then they kind of made it worse by having half the force trying to retake it back. So
that's going to rattle NiP, man. That is really going to hurt them, because they know that they had that round 1. Yeah, like, there's absolutely no reason they should have lost that round.
I 100% agree. Definitely a bad screw up on the CT side here. So Fnatic in this anti-eco doing just fine, taking a little bit of damage on JW and on flusha, but they've pretty much cleared the A bomb site, and they're going to figure that out in just a second.
Now it's going to be a bit of the poke up mid here, but flusha is making sure that they can't get flanked, and Fnatic, they have all the advantage. Get right. He's going to come hoofing it up here with this CZ 75, but flusha's lurking. An instant headshot there. Shuts Get right down. He even gets gifted a CZ. He's going to get a party favor. Flush is so happy. He's going to go home and show his mom.
He is happy, and he should be, because he's at 13-3-2, just starting in the 6th round now. So I very much doubt that this ratio is going to continue. I don't think this is going to be like linear progression throughout the rest of this half. But if it is, then, you know, flusha is about to break like the old-time record for most kills in like a Counter-Strike game, basically. Oh, so nice boost up here in the middle, and then Get Right coming in from short. Super aggressive play from NiP. Finally gets punished, which is a little bit of a shame, because they could have just fallen back and it would have been fine. friberg will pick up another kill, and Sebla there in another 2-on-4. Are they going to make the same mistake?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? And I highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. Look, they're about as... Whoa, nice nade there by xizt. That was perfect, right at flusha's feet. JW then, you know, he pulls a flusha, basically. He commemorates his fallen ally. Lands a shot through the smoke. He's been smoked off from A side, however. But he just needs to land 1 shot, and he could get onto this site.
Yeah. I had this concept I wanted to introduce, you know, the Ragdoll Olympics. And I think what krimz just went for was like a mid-air plank, basically. That was his move right there, as dying. Didn't work out so well. fifflaren is going to take care of JW, and that will be the first round for NiP. By all rights, this should be the 2nd round. We should be looking at a scoreline that said like 2-4 at this point. Yeah. So you're right, that's definitely going to affect NiP. I think we've said in the past there are like 2 versions of NiP on Dust 2. One of them has a great start on the CT side and they win Dust 2. The other one has a bad start and they just completely fail. So if this holds true, that means NiP are headed for a pretty bad game here. But we'll see. That's my theory anyway.
So they're going for an aggressive push into upper dark, and there you go, flusha and JW. It's a quick 1-for-1, in fact. xizt not going to be able to follow up and take out flusha, though. So it's going to be down to friberg. Again, friberg just rotating in from mid, making sure that they can't push in fast. But Fnatic taking enough time here that they're not going to commit to this B site. They're not going to run in and give NiP a chance to get back into the round. It's basically just back off, group up, and put that man advantage to good use.
They're going up on short, just the perfect read here. This is going to work out so well. Get Right could come up from behind, and that would certainly be amazing. He misses the jump. He's wasting time, and he's going to be a second too late. He can still do this. He's actually making some noise coming up behind him. There's the first headshot. They all turn around, and he's going to get killed. A little bit of a shame. And down here for fifflaren, but this position, this is interesting. This is exactly how NiP played Dust 2 at Gamescom before you could plant at this spot, but now they can just put down the bomb and they don't even have to face fifflaren. So it just doesn't work nearly as well here for NiP. fifflaren gonna have to try and see if he can retake this. friberg already taken 1 kill, and then a grenade to follow up puts him on 6 health. It is a 2-on-2. fifflaren, he tags him, doesn't kill him, pistols out, and they can't finish the round. olofmiester stayed alive there, and Fnatic are gonna pick it up.
And that's a catastrophe for NiP, because now not only do they lose the round, their money gets wrecked, as we can see. friberg sitting on 5,500, Forest on 4,500, and then it just kind of plummets from there. That is not only an excellent read from Fnatic, just going up cat, getting onto that site, and going for the short plan as well, which is just brutal. I mean, you hit the nail on the head, Anders, right there. fifflaren, that's NiP's go-to, is to let him sit and pit and just kind of keep, or basically keep control of that site, but that's no longer possible since that A plan has been put in. So definitely a very tricky position for NiP to find themselves in, and we're going to have to see them adapt here. But I love this. I'm surprised that it's not xizt. Well, obviously it's not xizt because friberg had the money, but I'm surprised he didn't like hand it over to somebody else, that AWP. We do see NiP do this every now and again when they had just like stupid amount of money.
I think at this point it's also NiP realizing that Fnatic are, you know, on a pretty good trajectory towards victory at this point. Friberg's going to pick up that one kill, but JW just rushes into the bomb site with the AWP and takes the kill. Pronax is going to be in with the bomb, and JW is going to go a little bit aggressive here. He gets the shot through on fifflaren, pistols out, jumps and takes the last kill there. It's going to be get right and xizt. Not much they can do at this point.
No, especially since they're going to get the smoke up there. xizt, though, does go rushing into the site and manages to pick up another kill, so JW, he is gone. When I was about to praise him for the aggression and actually landing the shots, NiP find him in the end, and it's going to be get right alone in a 1v2 situation. Bomb is pretty much taken down. He wants to just see if he can't keep Fnatic on this site. The longer he can stay alive, the trickier it gets for Fnatic to get out of here. If he can make Fnatic spend the more money than they already have, there you go. And there's some Ragdoll Olympics for you right there. That was some mad hops off of pronax. But get right is making Fnatic spend a lot of money in this round. This is hugely important.
Definitely is. krimz is going to survive the blast, but I think you're right, and it's a good idea for get right. As a result, they don't actually get to save the AWP. So, I mean, he did something to Fnatic's economy, but this is still not enough. I fear we're seeing the second version of NiP on Dust 2. That's the less successful one, essentially.
I'm kind of surprised that JW doesn't actually get a drop. friberg gets tagged, so there you go. But I'm surprised that flusha, who had like 8 grand, doesn't drop the AWP for JW, so JW can get his xizt, get his nades, right? Instead of JW having to spend everything. So a bit tricky there. But Fnatic, I mean, they're still going to make it work. They've already tagged up friberg.
Yeah, and because he bought that AWP this time, of course, he can't really have anything, so pistol armor is what it is. It's not quite as effective.
Let's see exactly how things are going to play out here, though. NiP right now just camping mid-doors, closely listening so they can hear everything there. Get right is transmitting that to his mates, that there's guys moving around on short.
Yeah, it was also interesting to see if Fnatic don't really care about being heard. They just like, they're freely stomping around with plenty of confidence, as it were. And now, well, they're moving up into the middle. They're checking short, which is something you want to do if you're going to go for a split push to the B-bomb side. You want to make sure there's nobody on short. So wouldn't be surprised if we see Fnatic end up doing this. And the fact that the bomb is in upper dark is also another good clue that that might be happening. NiP, because Fnatic are putting 3 people in upper and just having 2 people in middle, this could actually be interesting. Are they going to end up jumping down, or are they just going to keep going?
They could. That's an option. Quick 1-for-1 trade, however, on that B site. And now it's going to be Get Right trying to rush back in through the window. He's going to be too late, though. And he definitely has to slow down the pace a little bit here. He's going to find the timing. He doesn't hit the shot, though. olofmiester certainly does not miss his, however, and that's going to slow things down. NiP are just getting picked off left and right across the map. krimz will catch xizt out in mid, and it's just fifflaren alone trying to take that fight at range, and he will win it. But it's a 1v3 situation. B retake, it's just not going to happen here for fifflaren.
Already taken a lot of damage, and the FAMAS is not going to come out on top. That play from Fnatic works in just a multitude of different ways. When they run up on short like they did, we didn't see that on the screen, but because, I mean, obviously the AWP fight over at B was pretty important too, but the 2 people running up on short like that, they're making noise that can be heard from the CT spawn, so that forces a bunch of people back from the middle. I think Fnatic were probably hoping there would be a couple of people in the A-bomb side trying to fight them, and actually that ended up not happening, was a bit weird, but it works anyway. So actually, pretty cool variation of a B push coming out from Fnatic. I like that a lot.
I was fully expecting the YOLO down into the CT spawn there.
That could have been a variation as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they could potentially catch, because NiP can play, you know, like they xizt waiting around in CT, kind of just hanging around there to make sure that they can't get flanked. Fnatic could just drop in behind them, and we've seen that actually happen in the past before, so Fnatic just changing it up. They're making their game so difficult to predict for NiP, who are just struggling. I mean, they can't even get money right now in NiP. Even when they buy in the last round, it's a bit wishy-washy.
This has got to be scary for NiP, because they know as well as we do that that last deciding map is Inferno. So even if, I mean, if they get, you know, railroaded here on Dust 2, it kind of feels like that's what's happening. And even if they win Cobblestone, they're going to end up playing Inferno, which is not fun.
Not fun versus Fnatic, that's for sure. Great flash there, but pronax manages to react in time. flusha is there to pick up the double spray down. And this is going to be full control here for Fnatic. flusha taking a lot of damage, but pronax is still here to gap it up, and there you go. Catches Get Right out.
JW in the middle, he misses the shot and is going to pay with his life for it. krimz will take the return kill, and that pronax finishes it off. flusha surviving on 1 health, which is definitely frustrating for NiP. And 9-1 going to be the scoreline here. This is... It's not impossible. NiP, they just need to win the next 5 rounds in a row and make this 9-6.
Exactly. And they're capable. They're capable. That's the thing. We can't count NiP out until Fnatic have 16 rounds, essentially. I mean, that's how it kind of works for every game. But NiP, they're perfectly capable of coming back in these sorts of situations. It's going to be a very quick play out the long, but fifflaren is going to land the shot on flusha. And that's going to give NiP the early man advantage here. Good punish there for the early aggression coming out from Fnatic. And that's the kind of start that NiP need in these rounds. They need to get that early pick to give them a little bit of breathing room. And it's also like a mantra for NiP. If they get the entry, they seem to win rounds. If they don't, they struggle.
It's kind of how it works. xizt will go down to JW, but which is actually a little bit frustrating that JW, whenever he's alive, you always do wonder a little bit about even if you're a man up, you can pretty quickly lose a frag to him, and that's going to be a problem. Nice position here from f0rest. Definitely a big fan of what's going on here, especially as he's got friberg coming in from the door as well. So if they push through, they're going to see friberg and try and fight him, and then f0rest is just going to come raining hell from above, basically. JW is very low on health as well, and f0rest, well, they see him up there. They already anticipated it. He's going to go down, and friberg wasn't there to help out. Flashbang in from friberg. It's going to spray madly, get the 1, goes for the double, and then pronax will finally take him down. But it might have been enough anyway here.
That was such a dirty pop flash from friberg as well. That was perfect. That flashed all 3 members of Fnatic. Unfortunately for him, he tried to control his spray for the 2nd kill, but he couldn't quite get it. Now,
touchdown grenade, get right.
Oh, he just barely misses it. Now, pronax is actually in a position he can win this. He's turned this into a 1v1. It's going to be Get Right closing, and Get Right's got another HE nade. He needs to hit it, and there you go. He gets it, banks it off the wall, and pronax can't get around the box fast enough. Get Right clutches it for his team in the end. But that was way too close. pronax could have won that situation, similar to olofmeister's 1v2.
He could have, definitely. Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't make it for the AWP either.
Yeah, this is nicely played.
This is sick.
He flashes all 3 members. That is, like, any time you can flash 3 people with 1 flashbang at a pro level like this, it's just very impressive.
Yeah, and he gets the info on pronax as well. His teammates weren't there fast enough to punish pronax, but still. That's the kind of round that we need to see out of NiP, really, you know. It's going to be a bit of a force front coming out from NiP, however, and a very quick B play here from Fnatic. They're just doing a barrage pretty much, running out onto the B site. f0rest is here, and f0rest gets the double kill. He's still alive as well, dancing around the box. krimz finally hunts him down, and pronax is dropped into CT. He's actually gotten the punish as well.
It's going to be a 2-on-2 with the bomb down as well. Another retake here for the B bomb site, and one that NiP just cannot lose. If they lose this, they probably lose almost the whole map, because then their money's reset. Fnatic go on to win like the first map round, or the first half here, like 13-2. That's just not good enough. So do or die time here for the CT side, and we'll see. flusha waiting right on the other side of the smoke, and he's just going to easily take down xizt. Now fifflaren drops to krimz, and that will be the round. Fnatic making it look fairly easy with this push here. And, yeah, this is a disaster for NiP.
And flusha setting up in the perfect position to counter xizt as well. xizt purposefully throws a smoke to cut off plateau, where flusha, you know, it's a likely spot that flusha's going to be holding from. But flusha, I mean, flusha sometimes he just has an understanding. He knows he just knows where to be at the right time. This is looking like Fnatic are about to run away with it. They've got 5 AKs, everybody bought up, sheer aggression coming out from them. Oh! olofmiester making sure that the tower can't happen here at Cat.
Nice kill from f0rest. Been great if he could have picked up the 2nd one, because that would have given him control of the bomb and an AK to work with. It could have been a fun turning point. It doesn't work out that way. And coming up from behind is JW. So the 2 people hiding in middle here, well, they're about to be sandwiched in pretty hard. JW takes 1, keeps holding down mouse 1. It's just a matter of time. Maybe we'll Get Right gets found.
Oh, but he's still going to take 2 with him. That's unfortunate there for JW as well. He ran out of bullets. It looked like he had that spray. So that's, well, that's just how it happens. But Fnatic, they aren't going to be too concerned with losing a couple of rifles. They have plenty of money on their side. And they're even going to be able to just drop that AWP for JW, who's going to get the full J Whirlwind build going. xizt, AWP, full nades. And now we get to see him go to work, the force in nature.
Yeah. NiP did force it up in this round. You can't really blame them, because, I mean, either way, this is still a pretty bad first half. olofmiester checked the corner, but somehow missed xizt, and I have no idea how. But max 7 to the face is definitely, like, 99% of the time going to be enough to get that kill.
That was like execution as well.
Yeah.
Oh, but Fnatic once again making a good call. NiP making it a solid call as well. NiP are just going to be focusing on controlling long at this point. They know that they've given up short. Now they just have to make sure that they don't get stabbed in the back. And they do have NiP. I mean, they do have GetRight, who's watching towards a site, so they know exactly what's happened. But once again, Fnatic get that cat plant, and this is going to be a brutal retake here for NiP.
Especially because they only have the one smoke, so they can't really cut Fnatic easily off on short. Nice play from xizt there, and JW actually misses a kill, but he's going to go down to fifflaren. Good work with the FAMAS. It's going to be pronax on 10 health, and then krimz left up on short. Now, let's see how strong this short position is. And actually, he's going to take the fight, which is a little bit frustrating, because I kind of feel like if he had kept waiting, we could have maybe seen something different. And they are going to be able to defuse with the kit and everything else. So, third round for NiP. It's kind of good, but it's kind of not good enough.
Yeah, we're going. Actually, let's make believe it's a year ago, right? This is really good. If they can get the 4 rounds, right? CT side.
I think even a year ago, Dust 2 wasn't like 11-4 sided for the terrorist side.
No, you needed to get like 5 to 6.
Yeah.
Like this is, I mean, 4 rounds. They hit the ground running, pick up the pistol in the second half, right? This could totally go it, but JW is going to land the opening frag on xizt, picks him up from long, and it's going to be GetRight at left, solo, and pit. Whereas Fnatic, the rest of them, are kind of spread out across this map, making sure that NiP can't get a revenge frag anywhere else. You know, by pushing into upper dark or pushing in mid, that's not going to happen. NiP don't even attempt it. In fact, they're just they're just actually camping.
Yeah, just the standard spread from Fnatic can do whatever they feel like at this point in the game.
Oh, and that's not going to help things. GetRight getting picked up by JW over at long. It's pretty much going to spark the rush here. Fnatic, they're going to be rushing through. friberg gets caught out on CT slope. Not a good place to be. And that's olofmiester finding the headshot on him. 2 remaining members here for NiP, Forest and fifflaren, both trying to push in, but it's a 2-on-4 retake of the A site. Easier than a B retake, but it's still no walk in the park.
Definitely not. Fnatic have great positions as well here. They're really controlling everything. And krimz, this is just absolutely beautiful play. That's some really high-level positional play. He read NiP so well and just, yeah, used the smoke against him. That was like some snacks level play almost. I thoroughly enjoyed that from krimz. That was, it takes a lot more than it looks like he did almost nothing, but that really does take a lot. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the rest of them, well, okay. Let's see, what do NiP go for in the pistol?
That really is like completely outplayed what krimz just did to them.
Yeah, he used the smoke against them, essentially. That one smoke worked out perfectly. And Fnatic actually going for some aggression. pronax trying to push up to mid. He's not going to really get too much out of it, apart from knowing, okay, one guy is there. But in the meantime, NiP, the rest of them, they're wrapping around on long. Everybody from Fnatic are here, and olofmiester just doesn't stop. Sets it up for pronax, and the fadeaway nade. Touchdown, flusha hits it. And make up your minds, guys. Who's going up on the site?
Yeah, you have to basically agree on who's on top from the beginning. That's always important, everyone. It's going to be GetRight going down, and xizt is going to be the last here in a 1-on-4. Not much of a chance here, Fnatic. I mean, the train just won't stop for them. They're just going to keep going. And xizt, even if they are low on health, some of them, this is still a pretty tall order, and he's going to go down. JW coming on the flank, and that will be a 13th round for Fnatic, and probably the map as well.
Yeah, it's almost as if xizt sensed it at the last second. Tried to turn around.
You saying he's a Jedi?
I am. There was a tingle. it was a tingle on the web. I don't know. Maybe it's the Spidey senses. Is that it? Does that work?
Well, rush down the middle with the Glock in hand for GetRight. I doubt it's going to be very effective, but I mean, maybe it's going to draw a little bit of an attention away as his teammates come running up on short. They have the bomb with them, so if they could get close enough, it would be fun. But the JW scout lands 2 kills, and then I think olofmiester, yeah, so 2 scouts actually getting 3 kills between them. Pretty effective. And now NiP will force it up.
Yeah, and now basically they're going to force it up to the point where they're just, yeah, that's it. They have 3 nades to work with. So unless they decide to get fancy and go for some decoy nades here, they have 2 flashes and a smoke. And now they need to just hit some sick shots. xizt is going to flash himself out. He's going to eat a sick amount of nade damage right there. Double nade comes in from Fnatic and just drops him down to 39 HP to begin with.
Oh, wow. Yeah, JW charged in on GetRight and took the kill with the xizt 75 out here. Flashbang goes in, and he's going to pick up another one. Finally, some retaliation coming out from NiP, but I mean, it's probably a little bit too late. friberg's almost dead, and then it's down to fifflaren in a 1-on-3 here.
Does friberg catch him peeking? Oh, pop flash, perfect. Friberg crouching behind the box. He has to hit the shot, and he's not going to manage it. Pronax will overwhelm him. And fifflaren now playing it safe, leaving the bomb back in-house. That would work if he had his teammates still alive, but it's just not the case. I'd almost like to see him just throw like a random smoke out. I don't know. There's an element of surprise is going to be worth it here, but it's going to be a double, well, not a crossfire, but two guys waiting for him to cross on long. It's not looking too likely here for fifflaren.
Yeah, the only thing you can see that a little bit weary about Fnatic is whether or not he made his way back through T-spawn, but any second they're going to get confirmation, and I don't think fifflaren is even going to be able to cross over here. He takes a lot of damage, and krimz will get the final kill, so that's 15-3. Fnatic just outright schooling NiP how to play Dust 2 right now.
Yeah, that is a nasty place for krimz to hide as well. So deep in the shadows. I mean, to spot him out is basically the muzzle flash, and then you're already shot in the face.
That right there is why players play with saturation or digital vibrance, depending on whatever you use, like up at 100% basically, because then you actually can see krimz. But yeah.
Friberg, have you ever watched Friberg? I don't know how he doesn't get a headache, man. It's like ultra bright, just washed out.
Yeah, I mean, we used to have like gamma enhancement for 1.6. I'm trying to remember what that software was called. We'll come back to it later. Olofmiester missing a shot, and he's going to get punished for it, but flusha will get a return kill as well, and NiP really just have pistol armor here for what may be the final round. flusha, a little bit of uncontrolled spray, and actually NiP may be about to at least get a 4th round. A little bit too soon to celebrate, but as we talk about sometimes in these situations, when you kind of know you're going to lose a map, it may still be worth it to keep fighting just to get that distance between your loss and the next one.
Yeah, and one thing, I mean, if you were to say that there's a French expression, basically, it's called sauver l'honneur. So like you're saving your honor, basically. You don't just get railroaded. You still pick up a couple rounds, right? You show you still got some fight in you. So yeah. One thing for NiP though is when you're in this position, it's good to go ahead and fight it out to the end, because the rounds that you get could potentially serve towards building confidence again, basically making sure that you go into that second map fired up rather than just getting completely demolished and run over, and then you have to try and basically find all your confidence back in that second map.
Maybe take a little bit away from Fnatic, although at this point it's probably not going to be that easy. Where's flusha at? Because he's at 23 kills in just 19 rounds, just now starting in the 20th. So his ratio is not as it started off. I mean, it's not the same sort of level, but it's still doing pretty damn well. Nice shot from xizt though.
Yeah, man, that was fast. Oh, is he going to get rewarded? Oh, yes, he is. With a bullet.
Yeah.
That was a bit too close. Still, a nice long peek there by xizt. Surprised that he hasn't handed off the AK, or rather the AWP to fifflaren, for example. But then, I suppose, if you're that low on HP, having an AWP is actually a pretty good call as well. Nope, there you go. There's the handoff. So, fifflaren's going to have it. I'm going to see if he can put it to work. But Fnatic right now, this is a bit of a touch-and-go round for them, just because if they lose this one, they might be ecoing here. So, NiP, they could potentially run it back at least a few rounds. That is if they don't get completely bogged down on Cat right here, and olofmiester just starts picking them off at will.
He doesn't even reload. He just saves the last 3 bullets for that headshot. Very nicely handled. There's another one coming in from Olof, and that is probably going to be it here. xizt, who gave away the AWP earlier. He's going to get the 1 kill here with the AK, and that's going to be the end. flusha